Well, good afternoon and welcome to this month's live video webcast on the all-new 2014 Winnebago Forza and its sister line, the Itasca by Winnebago Solei. We're going to go ahead and get started. It's 2 o'clock Central Time on Wednesday. I want to welcome all of you. We literally have 470 people on our live webcast today, which is actually phenomenal compared to all of the previous webcasts that we have. The first thing I want to do is cover just a few housekeeping items, and then we're going to take all of your questions live as we walk through the all-new 2014 Forza and Solei, which are all new value-packed diesel pushers from Winnebago Industries here in Forest City, where our dealership is literally only 1 mile north of the Winnebago Itasca and Winnebago Touring Coach division of Winnebago here in Forest City, Iowa. All of you can see the screen right now. If you look down in the lower right-hand corner, you'll actually see an opportunity where you can actually chat in all of your live questions. They'll come directly to my tablet. We'll interrupt the live webcast as we go. And I know that we've already got a couple of questions that have already been submitted, so go ahead and just actually address yourself as a handle. We don't capture any of your information, but that gives you the opportunity to communicate live with us. I want to welcome a couple of people here from our dealership, Josh Dam, our Special Events and Marketing Director behind the camera, and also Casey Singlestead, our RV Sales Manager here in Forest City at Blitzen Motors. Just one other item, keep in mind we can actually do this live webcast with you in the comfort of your home or office. We can conference in a partner or spouse at any point in time on any of our in-stock RVs at any point during the week here at our dealership. We're actually going to do an interior walk around of the Forza and Solei. This happens to be the 34T model. We're also then going to walk around the outside of the Forza. I do also want to just apologize in advance. We do have some construction as we undergo our all-new RV dealership here in Forest City. We'll give you a couple of shots of that. But again, keep in mind we might have some noise on the outside. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Casey Singlestead. She's our RV Sales Manager, where we're going to walk you through the all-new Forza and Solei. But again, be sure to chat in with your questions in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. Again, welcome.
All right, as Ron mentioned, we happen to be in the 34T floor plan today. The 38R is the other floor plan that Winnebago already has up and running for the Forza and Solei. We'll be expecting those later on this fall and winter at some point. But we're going to go ahead and just start up here in the cab. As for many of you, this may be your first chance to really step inside of this brand new line for Winnebago and Itasca. So heading up to the cab area just to cover some of the specifications of the coach. This is on the 26,000 pound Freightliner straight rail chassis. It does have the 6.7 liter Cummins diesel engine. It's 340 horse. You're going to have a lot of the amenities of all your other diesel pushers here in the cab area. You've got the powered mirrors, the powered front solar shade, which is really great, so you get a nice clean look to give yourself some privacy once you've reached your destination. All of your general controls here on the dash, as well as to the left with the wipers and fluid and everything that you need there.
And Casey, if I can just quickly interrupt, our first question comes from Dennis, who wants to know why they actually put hydraulic braking instead of air braking in the chassis. So we can go ahead and just cover that. This is a complete air braking style setup. It's a traditional Freightliner XCS chassis, so there isn't traditional hydraulic brakes like you'd find in a gas coach. This is a complete air braking system with complete air ride.
Right. So you have air braking as well as air ride in the coach. As you can see, you've got the traditional treadle style of pedals with the brake as well as the accelerator located on the floor. And then as well as the release for your steering wheel so that you can tilt and telescope that to get completely comfortable for you. Of course, you have the 6-way powered driver's seat as well as the passenger seat. So you can truly adjust everything, lumbar support, everything exactly the way that you'll be comfortable for those long drives. Passenger seat does feature, this is the Plus Lounger. So as you can see, it does have the tablet here, so you've got a really nice convenience both for when you're driving down the road as well as once you're parked. This also features the footrest, and as I mentioned, it's also a 6-way power. Obviously, both of these seats do rotate and swivel. The other nice thing up front is your 6-inch monitor screen that houses your color rear camera. This is Bluetooth capable, lots of really nice features on here, your satellite radio. You'll see a couple cords located just here, the one being your microphone for when you do tie that into your cell phone so that you can go ahead and make and receive phone calls from there, and then also the USB port as well.
And And actually, Casey, while you're up front, a really great question that just came in from Philip. And again, Philip, thank you for your question. Wanting to know, while you're up front, if you can cover what Winnebago is now branding as the Key 1 system. And I'll hand you that so that you can do that.
Yeah. So Winnebago came out with this really great thing for 2014. It's their Key 1 Plus system. So basically, as you can see, you only have 2 keys, so very easy to throw in your pocket, and really you wouldn't necessarily have to carry this extra one with you either. This is a tri-mark key. Basically flips out like a lot of what we've been used to seeing on like the Mercedes Sprinter, and basically with this one key you can start and stop the coach, so it runs your ignition. It'll unlock your fuel fill doors for when you stop to grab fuel. It does all of your exterior storage compartments. It'll open up your generator compartment. Everything is run with just this one key, and then also your entry door. And then this second key is just simply for your deadbolt that's located on your entry door. So really nice convenience that's brand new for 2014 in the Winnebago diesel pushers. So.
And Casey, a good question that actually just came in from Mary. And again, Mary, thank you for the question. Wanting to know if that's the same style radio that you can pair up, as she put it, with your smartphone.
Right. Yep, you can do that. Right in your mode section, that's where you'll see that you can go ahead and pair that up with your Bluetooth system. As I mentioned, it also serves as your rear and side camera system as well. Just up here in the right-hand corner, there's a little image of a telephone. And so then that's where you'll find everything that you need that's connected to your phone once you've paired that up with the system. So some really nice conveniences that come along with this radio system by Pioneer that we've got here in the dash.
And so that way you could actually pair up your audio smartphone apps such as Spotify or Pandora. Pandora actually can be controlled directly from this tuner, so that you don't actually have to use your smartphone. You can actually just pair it up and control Pandora directly on the radio itself. That's actually an app that's been installed. In the future, you'll actually be able to install additional apps directly into the phone with a software upgrade, so that you can do other apps that come in with the Pioneer system. But right now you can do Bluetooth hands-free calling as well as the audio pairing.
Very good. A couple more things just down here on the bottom is that you'll be able to see you do have air horns on the coach, along with your air braking and air ride system. You can control the radio off of the house or the engine batteries. So of course, like right now it's running off the house batteries since we're plugged into Shoreline Power, but you can run that off of your engine when you're driving down the road. And then of course you can start and stop your generator from right here in the cab as well. Really spacious area for the passenger, since your entry door, unlike a lot of traditional Class A diesel coaches, is not right here where the passenger sits. So you get a lot of good leg room while you're traveling down the road, so that you can go ahead and use that footrest and get yourself really nice and comfortable. Good overhead storage all the way around the cab area. This is also where you'll find the booster switch for your TV antenna, so that you can go ahead and amplify that signal. The 34T Forza and Solei does offer the option for the powered loft bed, and so essentially that would be located right here if you did that. Works really slick. Will give you an additional sleeping space if that's something that you need. Otherwise, of course, you do have the rear queen walk-around bed as well as the in-lounge that will both make into sleeping spaces for you as well. Kind of moving into some of your living and galley area, the 34T features a 46-inch high-definition television. So that's what you see here. Has a really nice sound bar down below, so you get really good audio in addition to the speakers that are located in the ceiling. We've also optioned this out with the optional fireplace that's located down below. This will be a really great source of heat for you when you are just needing to take a bit of the chill off the air. I know that we've had a lot of customers that are actually able to use their fireplace to essentially heat their coach, not use up any LP.
And Casey, if I can just interrupt, because I really want to be respectful of people's questions that have come in. And Scott Follows had just submitted a question wanting to know if we could comment on the roof inspection as to whether or not it's TPO or fiberglass. So really great question, Scott.
Yep, Winnebago, every single coach that you see coming out of the Winnebago factory, any of our Class C gas coaches, Class A gas, Class A diesel, are all one-piece fiberglass roofs. So no rubber roofs, no TPO, membrane, none of that. So maintenance is all going to be very easy. Fiberglass, it's very durable over time. And just holds up much better than what the rubber roofs are. So
and you can see up top here also with the crowned pitch to the roof, we actually also interlap and interlock into the sidewalls themselves. So literally you just have one bead of silicone that runs all the way around, as well as different locations where we have to cut into the fiberglass for air conditioners or skylights or roof vents, etc. But literally it is one solid sheet of fiberglass, which is a great proprietary advantage over competing models.
Yep.
So great question. Thank you, Scott.
Yep, really great feature of the Winnebago coaches. You never have to worry about your rows because they're always the one-piece fiberglass. So a really, really nice thing to have. But moving back down to the fireplace, so this is where if you did not order that fireplace, you could go ahead and have storage in that space if that's what you prefer. But otherwise, you get a really nice fireplace that will be a really good source of heat. And if you prefer to just have it on for the look like we do right now, we don't need any heat today, you can go ahead and do that too. So it adds a nice little level of ambiance to your coach.
And just above there, a good follow-up question again from Scott follows, wanting to know whether or not the speakers that are overhead are wired into the front radio, or whether or not they're run into the soundbar system, which you see just below the TV. And that's a really great question. The speakers that you see overhead, Josh, that we'll actually cover here in a moment, those are actually tied into the main radio. And the concept there is that you'll be able to utilize your Sirius XM satellite radio or any of your smartphone apps or tablet apps directly off of that front radio. So that speaker, which you're actually hearing right now, is actually tied into the front radio, whereas the sound bar is for the home theater system up front. So great question, Scott follows. Thank you.
While we're kind of looking in the entry area, you can already see a lot of your controls that Winnebago conveniently places just in one spot there inside your entry door. So this is where you're going to find a few different light switches. The switches for your electric awnings. On the 34T you actually have two awnings outside, which we'll take a look when we go around the exterior of the coach. But a 17-foot patio awning, as well as the awning that is over the entry door as well. So you're going to have your controls for that, your step, your batteries, all of that is located conveniently right when you step inside the coach. Kind of turning around to what's behind us here. This is a brand new feature for Winnebago in 2014. This is what they have named the in lounge, as well as the in table. And so basically what we've done today is we have one side that's been pulled out and the other is pushed in like what you would have it when your slide rooms are in, or just simply when you need more space in your living area. But as you can see, the sofa extends out and essentially makes a really nice sized U-shaped dinette sectional sofa. And then also this whole center section here will make into a sleeping space for you as well. So a really nice large bed. If you do have additional adults, grandchildren, anything like that traveling along with you, they get a nice comfortable place to sleep. And then this is what Winnebago is referring to as the in table. So as you can see, it compacts down to a really nice small size. You can access storage from either end of the table. So whether you're sitting in on the opposite side where you can see Ron's got one door open there, or you can access it from this end as well. And then you have your additional table leaves that'll fold up so that you get a really nice large size table. I'll go ahead and just pull this one up so that you can just see the size of this table when you do have it completely folded up. It's very, very large. So a really great way to entertain additional guests while you're traveling. And the nice thing about this is that you can completely stow it away when you're not using it. It'll completely fold down, and then located just over here there's a nice little hutch area that Winnebago has added. Really good lighting, additional cabinet storage up above.
And actually, while you're doing that, a really good point to interrupt. Bev had a question wanting to know what particular wood this is that we're actually looking at right now.
Yep, so we have the glazed honey cherry is what is in this coach today. And I believe this is it Fracture is the interior color. So that's what you're looking at now. You'll have, of course, if you choose to place an order, there will be 4 different exterior full body paint choices, as well as 3 different interiors and a couple different wood choices as well for you to choose from. So really nice finish that Winnebago puts on everything. And just something to note that kind of sets Winnebago aside as well. It's some of the little things that we kind of take for advantage sometimes. And As you can see, there's a little sticker located on this cabinet door, and you'll actually find that on each and every cabinet door inside the coach. What's really great about that is that should you get a scratch or a ding in a cabinet door and need to replace it, all that it takes is just using this number on this cabinet door. You call our parts department, they'll have it shipped to you right away. So really nice convenience things that once you own a Winnebago.
And before we leave this area, Ann actually just chatted in a question, and thank you, Ann, a very good question, wanting to know what the void is underneath the cabinet. So
right.
We can just cover the end table again, and I took the leaves down so that you could actually envision how it actually slides in, and it is actually on a roller, so very easy to move.
Yep, so getting back to this end table and the storage, which I think is where I'd started before I got on a tangent. As Ron mentioned, there's rollers on one end, so it's very easy to just pick up the one end and roll it around the coach so that it does not require two people. And that essentially just rolls right into this space here. It'll actually lock into place. There's a release on the end table, so it's really nice and secure in there. And then Winnebago gives you an addition of 2 extra straps that'll then snap that into place so that way you reduce any form of rattle when you're going down the road, and it won't be moving anywhere.
Yeah, and Josh, actually, if you can actually get back down in there, in addition to these straps, there's actually, it almost looks like a child seat tether anchor down in the bottom. That actually anchors into the end table. So that it actually stays locked in place like Casey mentioned. But then in addition, so that it doesn't go from side to side, we include the nylon buttons on the forward side. So in conjunction with it seems like a child seat anchor. In addition to this, it's very solid in transit. Good question, and thank you, Ann.
Yep, so with the Forza and Solei being a new introduction for Winnebago, this is more of an entry-level product is what Winnebago would refer to it as, but what's really great about it is that it doesn't at all look like it, because you get a lot of the Winnebago quality in here and really nice finishing touches on it. One of the big focal points in this coach is the galley area. As you can see, we get really nice Corian countertops, polished Corian. You still get the 2 separate Corian sink covers, as well as the Corian covers for over the 3-burner range. Nice high-rise faucet that does have the pull-out sink sprayer located in that as well. So some really nice finishing touches that, even though this coach is at a lower price point, to make it more affordable for our customers, you still get all the quality that you would expect from a Winnebago. Underneath the sink, you get some really nice storage space, as well as a dedicated location where you can go ahead and strap in your Corian covers should you choose to stow those during travel rather than leaving them in. This coach does have 2 slide rooms, one of which would be where the in-lounge is located, and then the other is right here starting in the galley area and goes all the way back into the bedroom, so really opens up this space for you. Really good cabinet space here in the galley, as well as great drawers down below. Winnebago, of course, doesn't lack good drawers. You've got the full-length extension drawers on the metal ball bearing glides, so you can truly access every inch of storage in each one of your drawers. Up above is where you'll find the really nice stainless steel convection microwave. This is the Whirlpool Gold series. Really great convection. As you can see, it's extremely spacious. You get some really nice accessories to go along with that to help you in all of your cooking endeavors while you're out on the road. Really gorgeous backsplash that's also in that Corian that ties right into the rest of the galley area and really looks really good finish on that. Up on the roof is where you'll notice that Winnebago does still use, they're using the padded vinyl ceiling, so you get a really nice finish to that. As you can see, they've got the fantastic powered ventilator fan here in the roof as well. You get some really nice natural air circulation through the coach.
And then Casey, before we move on to the residential refrigerator section of the coach, Gillian, I hope I pronounced your name correctly, and I apologize if I didn't, wants to know what the cold air, I'm going to actually tell you what it is, the cold air return, or the vent actually in the hutch area for the end table where the end table is stored. That's actually the cold air return for the furnace. You can see some of the ductwork coming out for the forced air output through the wall there. But when we get to the outside of the coach, you'll actually see that furnace, which is located just on the other side of that cold air return. So that's what that vent is for. So again, thank you, Gillian. I appreciate that question.
Kind of moving into this hallway area is where you do find the residential refrigerator. So this is a 110 volt refrigerator. It'll run off of the 2000 watt inverter. So really nice space. You also have the ice maker located here in the freezer, adjustable bins and shelves throughout the freezer as well as the refrigerator. So you get really nice capacity there. And just as you swivel around is where you find Winnebago's one place panel. So this is where, again, just like what they did at the entry door where they put a lot of your buttons and switches together, they do the same thing with your one place panel to make it really convenient for all of our Winnebago owners. So everything from your slide room controls, your engine heater, air conditioning, all of your levels test. You can start and stop the generator from here as well. Your power line energy management system, which is a really great feature to have. Like today when we're running off of 20 amp service, you can monitor that so that you don't blow any breakers or fuses and things like that. And then of course this is the control for that 2000 watt inverter that we were just referencing. Just down from that is where you'll find the bathroom here in the hallway. We'll get everybody maneuvered so that you can take a look inside of there.
And then Casey, if you would just let Gillian know, we're going to come back to your question on the convection oven, but again, thank you for chatting that in. We'll come right back to that.
Sure. So really nice sized bathroom here. You get really good cabinet space up above as well as below the sink. A nice little medicine cabinet here as well with some additional storage. You have the sliding glass textured shower door and a really nice size shower that does have the bench as well as the adjustable shower head that'll start and stop. We'll go ahead and open that up so that you can take a look inside there. Nice skylight that'll bring in some natural light for you as well. Residential height style toilet that does have the pull out sink sprayer for easy cleaning. And question on the convection?
Yeah, actually this is a good transition point. Gillian had a question, and again, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. If I'm not, I apologize. Wanting to know if the convection oven includes a vented range hood, and if so, does it vent to the outside or to the inside? And really great question. This is a convection oven that does have a vented range hood integrated into it. It's actually a 3-speed vent built into the convection oven. It runs through actually a dual stage charcoal system, and the air actually recirculates back out. It does not direct vent out to the outside. I have the exact same system in my home, and we've had it now for about 10 years. And what's great about that is all of the odors and all of the grease that's associated with that actually gets absorbed in those filters. So a great three-way style system within the convection oven. So great question, Gillian, and thank you. Keep the questions coming.
All right, located just behind the residential refrigerators where you'll find this nice cabinet that does house the optional washer and dryer. Again, this is an optional feature, so if you did not go with this, you would have the full-length wardrobe located here. But this is the Whirlpool washer and dryer system. So really nice feature and luxury to have in a diesel pusher motorhome. This coach is just over 35.5 feet long. So you get a lot of nice features in a shorter size. If you didn't notice in the hallway, you got a really nice full-length mirror located just here as well, which I know we already had a lot of customers make some really great comments about that type of a feature, that it's a really nice thing to have. So.
Good question again from Scott Follows. And again, Scott, thank you for chatting in that question, wanting to know if there is a central vac option.
There is not.
Yeah, there's currently not a central vac option, but we've actually installed central vacs. It's pretty simple to do because we actually mount it into the basement, and then we include a toe kick as well as a point for the vacuum attachment. So we've added them to coaches before, so it can certainly be added. Currently, it's not a factory installed option, but great question, great questions today. Keep them coming. We want to make this as interactive as possible.
All right, moving back into the bedroom area, just here is where you'll find the nice pocket style door. That'll go ahead and block that off for some nice privacy. Will latch shut. Nice wood door here to block off your bedroom space. Get some light back here. We've also optioned the coach out with the Ideal Rest Queen walk-around bed. So you do have dual chambers, 2 different controls there so that each person can get everything completely comfortable for you. Another focal point that Winnebago put in the coach is the really nice large tufted headboard. Really nice feature there. And as I mentioned, a good focal point. Really great storage here in the bedroom. Great size nightstands on each side that do have the drawer as well as the outlet for charging phones, CPAP machines, alarm clocks, that type of a thing. And good storage up above as well.
There you can actually also see the digital output if you wanted to actually include different digital appliances overhead to tie into that TV then.
Yep, the bedroom does have, I believe this is a 32-inch high definition television located here in the bedroom area.
Another question that just came in from Dennis, a good follow-up question, because I know Dennis has chatted in a couple, so thank you. Please keep them coming. Wanting to know if this is a short queen like a lot of other manufacturers use, or if it's a true 80-inch queen.
This is a true 60 by 80 walk-around queen. Same thing in the 38R floor plan. Both of them are a true 60 by 80 queen. So full length.
And while we're in the bedroom, because it's associated with the 38-foot floor plan, Rocky just chatted in a question wanting to know if this is the area for bunk beds or if that's in the 38.
Oh, that's in the 38-foot floor plan. So in the 34T, this will always be your wardrobe space on the opposite side. The 38R is what would have the bunk bed space in it.
But an incredible amount of storage here in the bedroom with dual wardrobe closets, but then full drawer stacks down below on each side. And you can see full length extensions with metal ball bearing glides, so just a wonderful setup with an incredible amount of storage, even when we've actually optioned out the stacked washer and dryer. So
you definitely don't lack on storage in this coach. And then the last thing that I'll mention, I think, back in the bedroom area, unless anyone has any more additional questions, is this is where you'll find the second control for the second air conditioning unit. The coach does feature two 13.5 BTU ducted air conditioners. So your second control for this rear AC unit is located here in the bedroom.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, and then the second one we already saw up on the one place panel.
Good follow-up question on the MCD shades, wanting to know whether or not they are the dual night and solar shades or the single blackout shades.
These are the single blackout shades located in the Forza and Solei. So you still get the nice easy convenience of that MCD roller that will completely black things out. However, we've already had a customer who's placed an order for a coach that did have Winnebago customize it to add the solar shades. So, I mean, your options are truly endless, that if there's anything that you want, just let us know, and we can certainly look into making that happen for you.
But a great follow-up question. Thank you, Jillian.
All right. There's not any other interior questions. I think we can probably move outside. Take a spin around the exterior. It looks like someone must have wanted to know underneath the bed.
Wanting to see the storage underneath the bed. So before we jump outside,
yep.
I want to just show all the storage that's underneath. You can see the electrical panels, which are actually mounted in the foot of the bed. Storage underneath. What you actually see behind there is the pump for the Ideal Rest Digital Comfort Control mattress system. And then actually the false facade, which is actually your engine cover, so that you can do routine maintenance on the top of the engine block, which is located right down below. But you can utilize all this for storage. So a really good question.
All right. I think we can go ahead and head outside. So the 34T features just over 150 cubic feet of exterior storage. The coach is 12 feet high, 12 feet tall from the exterior. That's the most standard feature, which on this coach is going to be the top of the TV antenna. Really nice full body paint options. I don't recall what the name of this one is, unless you do. Sandstone. But really good exterior storage. Just here is where you'll find, this is going to be the second door for the fuel fill, so that way you can fill from either side. And as we mentioned with that key system before, that'll also unlock this door here for that as well. We'll go ahead and look at some of the exterior storage. Some really nice pass-through storage. As we mentioned, this is on the Freightliner XCS straight rail chassis. You get a nice 110 volt outlet here in the exterior compartment that you can shoot your cords right through the bottom of the storage compartment. So if there's anything that you want to plug in for underneath your patio awning. You probably saw that there when Josh shot the exterior, but you do have a nice sized entry door awning that'll give you some additional patio space there, as well as the 17-foot patio awning here, both of which are electric. This 17-foot patio awning also has the brand new LED light strip in that as well, which is a new feature that Winnebago put on all their coaches for 2014. The 34T does have the stainless steel wheel liners. The 38R will feature the aluminum wheels. So a bit more storage. You have the disconnect for your chassis battery. Or no, that's not.
That's for the inverter.
That's for the inverter. Yeah. Located in that compartment. Try to hold this one open for you so that you can take a look at the batteries that are located here in this compartment. So you do have 4 coach batteries here. Take a walk around the rear. It does have a 5,000 pound towing capacity with a 350 pound vertical tongue weight.
And Casey, while we're actually at this location, a good question that came in from Ted wanting to know, he said he's new to RVing and wanting to know what you can tow and how much you can tow behind an RV. If you check out our website and go to the car and truck tab in the upper right hand corner, there's a wonderful directory of vehicles that can be dinghy towed. There's a couple of different ways you can actually tow a vehicle, flatbed or a dolly, but the most efficient and the safest way is to actually do it dinghy style, which means all 4 wheels on the ground. You got to be careful to make certain that the vehicle itself can be equipped for dinghy towing. We have a complete list of vehicles that are dinghy equipped. However, at the end of the day, what you really want to check into is actually looking in your owner's manual to determine whether or not it can be what's considered dinghy towable. We can actually do the setups here in our dealership. We tend to lean towards Blue Ox, although we can actually install any type of towing system that you'd like. We typically utilize Blue Ox because they have best of class parts support down the road. A lot of the resorts and campgrounds actually offer Blue Ox accessories in their parts store. Best of class support, very simple, very easy to use, and the great part is that the tow bar itself actually stays on the RV. So when you look at the front of your tow car, you might not ever know that it's actually ever being dinghy towed. So great question. Check out that tab, and if you have any questions, feel free to use our chat feature on our website or just give us a call and we can walk you through that as well. While we're actually here, I'm just going to cover a couple of other questions if you don't mind. Casey, up top, Josh, if you can go to the upper left-hand corner, Rocky had chatted in a question wanting to know where the cold air intake is because this is a rear radiator diesel. Winnebago plumbs in the cold air intake for the diesel all the way up top so that you're constantly getting good, clean air into the engine. So a really good question from Rocky. And then Dale had chatted in a question, and Casey, I'll throw the mic back to you. Without a rear ladder, how do you access the roof while out on the road? And I know you've already experienced that.
Yep. So for a lot of folks, they don't get on the roof a whole lot, which is why Winnebago went with the clean look with no rear ladder. However, Winnebago is putting in the structure so that if you do want to add a rear ladder, we can most certainly do that. So that it's not an option that they're offering as a part of the option sheet. However, just like the solar shades that we talked about inside, really your options are endless. So that if there's anything that you think of that you'd ever want on the coach, just let us know and we can always look into it for you. As we're standing right here is kind of a good time too if you want to take a shot of the building. So as Ron mentioned inside, we're working on our brand new RV facility and we've made some really good progress here lately. We have the upper mezzanine floor is what is just now going in. They actually poured the concrete for that floor today. So they're up there working on that currently. But starting to see some really nice progress and everything's starting to take shape so that you can really get an idea of what this is going to look like once it's done. We'll still have, what you're looking at now is actually all of where you'll find all our service bays, our detail stall, as well as our dedicated photo booth where Josh will do all of his magic work on all of our inventory coaches. We'll do all of our videos, photos, and then also that's where we'll do, if there's any videos just like this that you ever want to do on any of our stock coaches, we'll do that right from this, from that stall as well. Ron's just opening up a few of the additional compartments. You'll find the 2 engine batteries in this very rearward compartment. And just in front of that is where you have the DEF tank, which does have its own separate gauge on here as well to let you know where that's at as far as the level. And then of course your 50 amp power cord here. As you can see, they make a nice port that you can put the cord through the bottom, so that way you can go ahead and still close your compartment door once you're at your campsite.
And then Casey, if I can just interrupt, Diane chatted in a question, and thank you for that, Diane, wanting to know where you plug the other end of the Shoreline cord inside this compartment.
Oh.
So I'm just going to open this so that we can cover the automatic transfer switch.
Yeah, so this has an automatic transfer switch that's located just here, so there's no need for you to plug the end of the cord into anything at all. A lot of Winnebago coaches now do feature that automatic transfer switch. There's still some that you do need to plug the cord into, primarily on our smaller Class C gas coaches. But this does have the automatic transfer switch, so you don't have to mess with that cord once you're packing up to head back on the road. You also have your connections in here, your input connections for if your campground offers cable. This is where you'd plug that in, or if you use a portable satellite dish, you would plug that in here as well. These are the 22.5-inch Michelin tires. Next is basically your entire service bay. So really nice, clean look. Everything's very easy to read, easy to use, easy to understand. So basically you've got your dumping system, your whole house water filter, outside shower to help you kind of clean things up afterwards, outside water pump so you don't have to run inside in order to do that. Easy way of filling, nice sanitary flush for your holding tank as well.
And then Casey, a question that Don had just chatted in, wanting to know why the water purification was located on the outside instead of underneath the sink. So if you can just cover the sediment filter there.
Yeah, so basically, as Ron just mentioned, this is a sediment filter that's for the whole house. So that's all the water that goes through your coach versus the separate water filter that would be underneath your sink. So this will filter everything that goes in rather than just what's coming through your water faucet.
And then also a follow-up question from Scott wanting to know whether or not the 4 RV batteries that you showed on the passenger side are wet cell or AGM.
Those are wet cell batteries.
So some nice conveniences also in the sewer center where we have Winnebago's patented diverter, so you can actually fill the tanks while you're still connected to your city fill, and also a black tank flush, which a lot of competing manufacturers don't offer in their coaches. Yep.
Really nice, easy to use service bay, which is definitely something that you should appreciate. You can see, following up from the furnace question inside, this is where the furnace is physically located on the exterior of your coach.
Yep, so just on the other side is where that hutch is for the end table.
Yep, and in the back, I guess we never really did touch on that. You can see the water heater is located just at the rear. The 34T has a 6-gallon LP and 110 volt water heater. The 38R, the longer coach, will have a 10-gallon. So this is basically the other side of our pass-through storage that you can see here. So again, this is, I believe to be exact, is 153 cubic feet of exterior storage on the 34T. Just forward of that, you've got a little bit more storage here, as well as the location of your LP tank. So this is where you'll fill your LP. And then just above this, you'll see where your water pump is located. And it looks like you've also got your low point drain for your freshwater tank. As you can see on that tank, Winnebago uses what they call true level ultrasonic sensors. So the sensors for your water tank that are telling you how full or empty it is are located on the exterior of your coach, rather than having probes that are drilled through the wall of that holding tank that over time will cause those readings to be inaccurate. And I don't think there's a whole lot to speak of in this compartment, but a little bit more storage. As you can see here on the side mirror, if you want to get a shot of that, Josh, this is where, of course, you have your lower convex mirror. This can be manually adjusted. The top portion is, of course, powered. And then this is also where your side camera is located. So this side camera will actually run right with your blinker system when you're traveling down the road. that 6-inch monitor screen that we looked at on your front dash will automatically default to be on your rear camera, which is color. And then as soon as you use one of your blinkers, it'll automatically switch over to that camera to shoot down that side of your coach. So whether you're merging lanes or just making a turn, whatever the case may be, you can see exactly what's on the side of your coach so that you can hopefully avoid hitting anything if possible. As you can see, Winnebago has a really nice, sleek design to the front end of the coach. This hatch here is, of course, where your generator is at. Again, that same key will unlock your generator compartment as well. This is a 6,000 watt Cummins own-in diesel generator, so that'll run right off of your 90-gallon fuel tank. Off of the top 3/4, I should say. Winnebago makes it so that your generator will never run you completely out of fuel so that you are then stranded. You'll always have a quarter of a tank to get to your local gas station to fill up. But I think that covers most of the main features. Again, this is the Winnebago Forza. The Itasca Solei will be the other version of this. Slightly different paint design, and of course different interior options as well. But essentially the same coach, same options, same features, just the Itasca version.
And then Casey, just a couple follow-up questions. Josh, we'll work our way towards the back as we cover one that Dale had actually just chatted in, wanting to clarify whether or not the water heater is gas and electric or propane only.
It is both gas as well as electric, and that's a 6-gallon, isn't it? Am I wrong?
We'll validate that and get back to you. And then if we can work our way to the back, Scott had a follow-up question, wanting to know the grate actually on the outside of the rear radiator. If you can see the screen here, the screen actually is only included in one of the 4 louvers, and a really great question as to why it's only located in that particular area. I can follow up, Scott. I know we already have your contact information because I know you've worked with us in the past, and we'll research that and shoot you a note on that so that we make sure that we get that question answered. And then also another follow-up question that Jillian had asked, wanting to know whether or not there is an LPG accessory over here on the passenger side. And Jillian, really great question. We can certainly add that. Currently, it's not a factory installed feature that's available. I know it's included on some models that Winnebago offers, particularly on the 34T. Currently, that line is not run, but we've added just about virtually any accessory here at our dealership. Another question that had actually just come in from Dennis, wanting to see if he can actually get a close-in shot of the King Control jack antenna. And then Josh, as you're zooming in with respect to that jack antenna, a good question that just came in from Tanya, wanting to know inside within the coach what the flooring is made out of. And those are actually each individual vinyl tiles that we utilize inside for flooring. Another follow-up question from Tanya, wanting to know whether or not we offer an on-demand water heater. Currently we do not. I mean, that's certainly something we can look at as a customization, but currently the water heater is set up as a 6-gallon propane style water heater. So really great questions. Keep them coming in as we keep the chat lines open here for a few more minutes. Josh, if you can also work your way down below, you can see the automatic hydraulic leveling jacks and actually the low profile nature to the Forza. Again, keeping in mind the concept with this coach is to be a lower profile coach, more aerodynamic, lower to the ground, able to fit when you actually dump the air ride directly into a 12-foot garage clearance. So it is 12 feet inches tall to the most standard feature. When you actually have the chassis inflated, you can dump the air and actually gain 2 to 3 inches. And as we wrap up here, Casey's taking out both of the powered patio awnings. And you can see, because this coach does have the automotive base coat, clear coat automotive finish, we actually utilize the upgraded acrylic fabric as opposed to a lot of other manufacturers that utilize vinyl. The concept here, or the logic, is that when the sun actually hits the base coat, clear coat automotive finish, it allows actually the air to breathe up through the acrylic fabric so that it doesn't trap it like a greenhouse effect. Also up top, Josh, there, if you can just zoom in, you can see the all-new LED light strips. Those are controlled from inside the stepwell. They don't have to be on all the time. They can be utilized. It really provides a great opportunity if you leave your awning out at night to actually find your location while you're in a resort or a campground. So That's featured now on most of our Winnebago lines, not all of them, but pretty much all of them for 2014. Again, this is something that a lot of people have been looking for a long time, looking for a mid-entry diesel pusher without giving up a lot of the quality and reasons why you would go to a diesel pusher. So it does have complete air ride, complete air braking, engine in the rear, tremendous amount of torque. It's paired up with a 6-speed automatic Allison transmission, which includes the grade braking capability to keep your brakes cool, to extend the life of your brakes. So a really well-engineered diesel pusher from Winnebago Industries. So some really great questions today. We're going to wrap up today's live webcast, and I just want to thank all of you. We had upwards of 500 people join us today, and just keep in mind that we can actually do a live one-on-one interactive presentation on any of our in-stock RVs at any point in time with any of our sales consultants. Feel free to give us a call at 1-800-343-6255. You can always chat in live directly on our website, on our chat function, or submit a lead and have one of our factory-trained consultants jump into a live one-on-one interactive presentation with you on any of our in-stock RVs. So again, thanks for joining us today. We'll see you again next month. If you have any suggested topics for our for our live webcast, feel free to let us know. And again, thank you for visiting us here at Litson Motors, where we're located only 1 mile north of the Winnebago, Itasca, and Winnebago Touring Coach Division of Winnebago Industries here in Forest City, Iowa.